were roommates.
Now they were roommates.
Hey Roomies, welcome back to And We Were Roommates. This week we are going to have a very fun episode talking all about our pets. This is one of our favorite topics, talking about pets. How's everybody doing this week?
Doing good. Yeah, doing good.
Better than last week, hopefully?
I mean, I think maybe a little bit better, you know? We've got some hopefully good things coming on the horizon for all of us, so.
Yeah, plus
keeping the positive vibes going.
Yeah, plus the holiday season, you know, getting spooky vibes out there. I know I dress up Marvel every Halloween, but do you guys dress up your pets?
Birdie doesn't like anything around her neck, on her head, so she stays in plain clothes, I guess I'll say. Pascal seems okay with things, but because he's growing so quickly, like, it's kind of not worth buying stuff. But he seems more okay with it. He just, like, gets squirmy when I try to put stuff on it, so he's, like, wiggling too much, and I can't always, like, it's not always worth the effort.
Fair.
But,
yeah, I don't think mine would have a problem with it a ton. I mean, they're always in their harnesses, so I feel like they'd be used to having something on, but I just worry that they would destroy it because they'd be like, oh, this is something new to chew on, and it's on my arm, so let me, like, just lay here and destroy it. So I've not bought costumes because I feel like it'd be wasted. They destroyed lots of harnesses when they were younger. I mean, I found like a good Rough Wear, I feel like, is a really good brand, and they haven't been able to chew through these. But when they were puppies, these two went through harnesses from Petco like they were afternoon snacks.
Yes, I guess we should introduce our animals. So on that note, Meaghan has 2 German Shepherds, hence the destruction.
Yes.
So they are quite big.
They are. I have Prentice, who's named after Emily Prentice on Criminal Minds, and she is my first dog that I got. Got her when she was like 8 or 9 weeks old. Super adorable. She just turned 2 back in September, which is great. And she is she's an independent queen. Which is great, but once she got, like, out of the puppy stage, she's like, I don't really want to cuddle anymore. Like, I'll come around for pets every once in a while, but she likes doing her own thing, hanging out. She's so nosy. I always say that she's, like, a little nosy old neighbor, because she will sit in my window and, like, move the curtains out of the way so she can, like, watch what's going on outside. She's just a little nosy gal, and she loves watching the birds. I think that she's just a little old lady. And then Rossi is my younger German Shepherd, and he just turned 1 in September, and he's named after David Rossi on Criminal Minds. Got a theme going. And yeah, he is just a big love. He's probably 80 pounds, and he will lay right on top of you to get pets. He is a shadow. They're both shadows, but he definitely is like, oh, where are you going? Oh, you have to pee and you shut the door? How dare you? Not okay. Not allowed. Yeah, so those are my 2. They love pizza and popcorn. I share popcorn with them often.
Oh my gosh, the apple does not fall far from the tree there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So,
Megan's fave snack is popcorn, so
they're your kids.
got access.
Yeah, they always know, like, they hear if I make popcorn, they get all excited because they're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get some of that. Or like, I just went and saw Five Nights at Freddy's, and so I brought home movie theater popcorn, and they were so excited. So yesterday, it was yesterday, we were watching Sleepy Hollow, and we were just sitting in bed, and I was like, a piece for me and a piece for either of you and a piece for me. They're
down the line.
So spoiled, when it comes to popcorn. And then they always get my pizza crust. And so that's when they get real pushy, though. Like, they're not as pushy for popcorn, but they don't even, like, they think they want me to just cut the pizza crust off as soon as I am going to have the slice, because they're like, we don't want to wait for you to eat the slice. Like, we just want our bite. And it's like, you can wait till I eat first.
Yeah, give me a
Give us
chance.
our portion.
Yeah, like when Kaylee came to visit, Prentice tried to take pizza off the counter, which is
Oh my
not
gosh.
like not normal for her. She's not one to like jump on the counter for food or like be pushy
Yeah.
about food.
Yeah, she's usually polite.
Yeah, but she was like, "Ooh, there's pizza." Bet she grabbed a whole slice.
Oh, I'd forgotten. Yeah, we were like just out of reach of the kitchen, but started hearing rumblings or something, and then it was like Prentice, and she was like, "What? I was eating dinner like the rest of you guys," because we'd all like grabbed a couple slices or
It was like
settled in the
Costco
living
pizza,
room.
so it was like a big
Yeah.
slice of pizza.
And she was like, "I'm just taking my keep. Like I'm the next one up," and we were like, "Come on."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was like, just because your Aunt Kaylee is here does not mean that you get to get away with these things. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
No.
That was so sweet because Meaghan, that was February of this year, and Meaghan had only had Rossi for like 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
He hadn't been around very long, so I got to meet puppy Rossi, and he was still like so nervous, but he was so sweet and definitely a shadow already. He would try and figure out what I was doing, what Meaghan was doing, figure out like how to follow Prentice's lead. You know, it was very sweet. He was so tiny, and now he's such a big boy. I can't believe how giant he's gotten.
I know, that's what my parents both said. They were like, we know you said, because I went to Oregon and visited and brought the dogs with me, and they were like, gosh, you always said that Rossi was bigger than Prentice, but like seeing them in person, it's like crazy how much bigger they are. I'm like, he's a horse. Like, not quite Great Dane size, but he is a large boy. And they're both like all solid muscle. It's bananas.
They're so cute. I can't wait to meet Rossi and just give him all the cuddles.
No, he will.
I know.
Love it. He'll give you all the snuggles.
I want hugs and kisses from both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about you, Kaylee? Can you introduce your pets?
Yeah, so I have 2 kitties. I've got Birdie, who I adopted. She was a fully grown kitty when I adopted her on New Year's Day of 2021. So I've had her a couple years now. She was also my first pet on like being a fully independent woman. I had cats and dogs growing up, and I love both of them. At the time when I got Birdie, I was working at Target, and my schedule was just like so chaotic. I would work like 10, 12-hour days depending on the day of the week. So I knew a dog just wasn't in the cards. I knew I wouldn't be home at good times, and they take a lot more work. They're not as independent. So this local cat rescue up in North Seattle posted like, "Hey, we're open on New Year's Day. You can come take a look." And at the time, it was still like COVID enough where they were like, "You can't come and do like a full meet and greet with everybody, but if you call and let us know who you want to get to know, we'll like set them aside." So I saw Birdie's picture online and went in and got her, and it was just, for me, love at first sight. I think her and I have been pretty bonded since day one. And then I knew she needed a buddy, and I knew that she had kittens right before I adopted her, and so she's kind of had the like motherly instinct.
Didn't know that. Or maybe I did and I forgot, but I forgot that Birdie was little mom.
Yeah, I think she had kittens at least not too long before she was rescued and fixed. So whenever I like watch kitten videos or there's like cat noises, she'd go looking for the babies, and I was like, okay, she clearly has kind of that like desire to have a little kitty around. And I worried leaving her alone on weekends or whatever, or like long work days. So just about 2 months ago, I got little Pascal. He's kind of a white silver tabby. He doesn't have that much striping on his body, but he's got a dark face and a dark tail. And he's just hit 5 months old. So he's still a little demon and causing terror for both of us. But I can tell Birdie enjoys having someone to to snuggle with and lean on and kind of play with, get some energy out, because she was otherwise sleeping like 24 hours a day. So
I'm glad that they got comfortable with each other. So I know at first he was just so much energy and she was like, no, thank you. And then you'd would send updates of them like cuddling a little closer on the couch. And then she came up and laid next to him and you were like, she came to him. You're like, yay.
Yeah. When I first picked him up, of course, like the thing is to slowly socialize, because cats can be so territorial. Yeah. And especially, but it works out because he's a kitten. She's an adult cat. So he's going to listen to the alpha. Yeah. And so he lived in the bathroom for a couple of days, which I'm in a 500 square foot apartment. So that was a bit difficult because it's the only bathroom, and Birdie and I usually hang out in there to shower. And she's also a big shadow. So it was funky kind of figuring out that, but I started doing little intros, and of course Birdie hissed a lot because that's like how cats are, is, when they're uncomfortable, they hiss. So
they're like, get out of here.
I was texting the girls like, oh my God, I don't know if it's hissing because she's still nervous or she's angry. What if she hates me because I brought home a demon? Like, I just don't know. And they were like, no, it's fine. Send pictures in a week or two of snuggles. And sure enough, they've Pascal has become fully submissive to her, and he definitely lets her run this house for the most part. And she plays as his part-time jungle gym. He just climbs on her, chews on her, beats her around, and she's just like, okay, cool. So it's been a lot of fun to get back into being a kitten mom, but definitely crazy as a single mom too.
Single mom works too hard.
Loves her kids and never stops. I am a survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
So yeah, I've got just the two kitties. I've always, I think even when we were first friends, I always joked I'd be just a crazy cat lady when I grew up, and so far it's true. So yeah. How about your mixed household, Courtney?
Yeah, Meaghan has two dogs.
Got the best of both worlds.
Avery's got two cats, and I got one of each. So yeah, I think I adopted Muffin, my cat, my tabby, when we weren't really sure how old she was because the cat problem in LA is absolutely insane. So she was a kitten though. She was a little baby. And I got her, I think in 2014 is what I want to say. I want to say 2014. So it's been a while. And I was still living at home with my mom. We've had basically almost every animal growing up. We always have had a dog. We always had chihuahuas because my mom grew up with chihuahuas. So we've always had at least one or two in the house running around. I've had lots of birds. I've had guinea pigs. I've had hamsters. I got crazy pet stories for days for the freaking hamsters that I had to deal with.
I was going to say, I couldn't remember. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was the hamsters or guinea pigs who were traumatizing.
Yeah. So there's always a risk when you buy hamsters from a pet store that they are pregnant.
Stop it.
And so the one I had bought, Snowball, God rest her soul, she was pregnant, and we didn't know. And so one day I'm getting ready for school. I love that hamster so much. I'm getting ready for school. I was in middle school at the time. And I wake up, I roll over to say good morning to her, and there's tiny little pink things squirming around underneath her. And I had no idea what was happening. I ran to my mom's bedroom and I was like, Mom, what the fuck is going on? You gotta check this out. And I thought I didn't know what they were. And my mom's like, oh my gosh, they're babies. And I was like, what the hell? Why is she having babies? So yeah, the babies ended up growing up because obviously we couldn't get rid of them. They are still nursing. And so as they got older, they became a humongous terror. They terrorized me. They terrorized their mom. They were like hanging on the bars of the cage, just like freaking out. They were gnawing at the cage to get out. It was just like it was honestly hell. And so I had to finally separate the mom, Snowball, from the kids and put her in her original cage, something smaller where I can keep an eye on her because she was beaten up. They gave her a black eye. Her eye was like swollen and purple. She was limping.
Oh, right.
She was just not in good shape. And so I had to put her in another enclosure because I was just worried. And at that point, I was like, fuck these hamsters. I don't want them anymore. I've had it. But obviously the pet store was like, not our problem. We're not taking them back. So it was just really rough.
Ow,
Then
ow. Stop it.
Uh-oh. I'm going to guess that was Pascal.
Yeah, he's destroying my legs.
Oh, no.
Stop it.
It's like, that'll teach you leaving us for the evening.
The person having a kitten.
I'm sure every episode now is like, sorry, guys.
Speaking of getting beat up, Kaylee's also getting beat up.
Yeah.
By her child.
By her cat.
My legs look like a war zone.
Oh, no.
Mine normally look like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck I do. Like, where'd that bruise come from?
You just,
And walking in the stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, coming home from middle school, and then I found my baby Snowball, unresponsive, and we lost her. And so at that point, I really hated the baby hamsters. And I was like, fuck them. I don't care what you do as a mom. Get them out of here. They killed my baby. So we ended up finding another pet store that we can kind of give them to. And that's how that happened. But definitely scarred me for life. And I will never, ever get any other hamsters. As long as I live, it's not happening. But yeah, I've had like fish. I had tons of fish. We had a whole like aquarium situation. My brother had an iguana. He got sick. He had cancer. Yeah, we've had a bunch. We've had turtles. We had one turtle that ended up escaping from his enclosure, and we couldn't find him for a few days. It was wild.
You guys see the story? There was a turtle that went missing in Florida, and I think it was 2020.
Like from a zoo?
From like someone's home, I think. It was like a lost pet.
Oh.
And they found him just the other day, and he'd made it 5 whole miles. And when I was reading the story, and it was just like, oh, like gone for a few years, I was like, God, like how far do you think a turtle would make it?
5 miles.
And it was like, it was 5 miles from home. They found their pet. Like all is right. I was like, that's incredible.
Love.
I love
so
that.
good.
How did he survive that long on his own?
I don't know. I mean, maybe Florida's like the right climate to be able to do that.
True. That's
You know?
true.
No. I had a friend who had a turtle. So whenever I went over to her place, the turtle's name was Grandma. So we called her Grandma Turtle.
Yes.
And she just had free roam of her apartment. So you always had to like be careful when you were stepping on things because you never knew if there was going to be a little turtle around. And so there was a time where like my friend Olive was like, I've not seen Grandma in a while. So just mind where you sit and where you step. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? But yeah.
Turtles are wily. They can definitely like escape.
Yeah.
They can end up in the wild places.
Yeah.
Nifty little creatures.
Her thing was Grandma Turtle, because Grandma Turtle was like 70. Like this was an old turtle. Like
she was a grandma.
Olive inherited the turtle from like a family member of hers who had the turtle for like 50 years or whatever.
Whoa.
And so she's like, she's 70 years old. I can't tell her what to do. Like that's not my place. Like she's a grown woman. She can do what she wants to do. And I was like, that's fair.
Your elders.
Like yeah.
That's so funny. Shout out Grandma Turtle. I hope she's still kicking and
me too.
Living her best life.
Turtles live a very long life.
Yeah.
That's why I think too, like with the lost turtle in Florida, it was like they're probably fine. We just miss our our pet. We love him to
We'd
come
like
home.
to oh.
Like you see those videos, they got to put like a little balloon on him so they can't.
Yeah.
So they can see where he's at.
So you're
Oh
always
my gosh.
watching.
Yeah, I got some air tags on top of him or something.
Right?
Taped
That
on
would be
top.
so funny, a turtle with an air tag.
Air tag on top. I love
mean,
that.
Hey, some of them are so tiny.
Yeah.
You gotta be
Junior,
careful.
my nephew actually have turtles. And my nephew's really, really good at taking them. So every time he goes to my mom's house for the weekend, he has to bring the turtles because he doesn't trust his mom to feed them like they need to be fed.
Oh,
So he's like, I have to bring my turtles over.
love that.
Yeah.
He's such a good kid.
He is.
This weekend, I went over to my mom's house and I picked him up. He's like, oh, I have to go grab the turtles. And I was like, well, kid, you're only going to be there for just one day. Like, you have to go to school Monday. Like, I think your mom could feed them for just the one day. And he was like, I don't know.
Oh, he's so sweet.
He was like, I just have to make sure that they're fed and they're taken care of.
A single mom who works too hard.
Yeah. But I finally was able to convince him to leave them. So hopefully they're okay.
I feel that though, Junior. I get it. I also am scared to leave my pets in other people's care.
It's
You
gotta
care for them if you can, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know all their little habits and little routines and
Yeah.
I know, it was like when I was home and then we went to Vegas, so my dad watched the dogs, and I was like trying to give him the full rundown. And we had been there for a couple of days. We'd been there for like almost a week before I flew out to Vegas, and I was like, okay, so like this is when they get food, and this is when they do this. And he's like, Meaghan, we've had dogs forever. Like, it's fine.
like, no, but
and I was like,
my children.
no, but like we just went through the breakup, and then we were on a road trip, and they don't know what's happening, and like I don't want them to think I'm just leaving them here. Like, yeah,
They're going to be so confused.
I was way more panicked than I needed to be. And then, like, because normally Prentice, like, when I leave, she gets pouty and she doesn't want to eat. Like, she'll eat, like, once a day, but she's, like, not. And so it was, like, then my stepmom was like, she ate all her food, like, no problem today. She ate at all 3 times, at all 3 meal times. And I was just like, okay. Like, I was so worried. And then they were, like, totally fine. They didn't even, I mean, they cared, obviously, but they were like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay.
Thankfully,
Like,
they had
having a good time.
had good grandparents looking out for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's so cute. Oh my gosh. But yeah.
Anyway,
we got carried away there. But yeah, basically, we've had just any type of animal ever. So I've always had like something around, but
we're fine.
We've never had a cat before. So we've always had dogs and like other animals, but never a cat. And so Muffin was our first cat. And it was a huge learning curve for us to.
That's why your mom wants joint custody of Muffin.
Yeah,
it all makes sense now.
Yeah, so she was the first cat ever, and so my mom was very much against it because she was like, "We don't know how cats are. Like this, they're very unpredictable. We've had, just kind of like our stereotype of like how cats behave." Mm-hmm. And so we were just really concerned and worried how it was going to end up. But now my mom's a cat lover for sure. She has her own cat. And
that's true.
Yeah. And so, now we've became not cat masters because it's still very new to us, but Muffin's happy and well adjusted and gigantic.
She's a sweet girl.
She's a good kid. She's very independent, which is something that's like very different from having a dog. Hey. Yeah, she's very independent. Like, she'll want snuggles at nighttime, but most of the time she's just like, please get away from me. I'm doing me right now.
Unless she wants food. And then she's like, listen here.
Yeah. She will literally do anything to get your attention. Like today, she was stepping on my face while I was in bed. Because I hadn't fed her yet, and she was just like, "Get up, please."
Pascal does that. It's like stepping on my face and my head. I'm like, man, get little baby claws off my head, chewing my hair.
Yeah, and then so I had moved out from my mom's house. I had Muffin with me. My mom watched Muffin while I was in college. Bless her. And so I took her from my mom and was like, okay, moving out. And so she didn't like that at all. But eventually I thought it was time to kind of add to our family. So I ended up, just so happening a coworker told me about a dog that her sister had gotten. And she sent pictures to like all of us at work, and it was the cutest freaking dog I'd ever seen before in my entire life. And immediately I was like, where can I get this dog? And so, yeah, we met up. I ended up getting the dog, and she is Marvel, and she is something else. I got her.
That girl.
When did I get her? 2021. August 2021. So she is pretty old now. Wow. Marvel, you're an old girl. But she still acts like a puppy.
She's a teenager.
She is.
She's a grandmother.
She's a grandmother. She still acts like a little baby because she's my baby, and she's the baby of the household. My mom, our family dog Star, is about 15 years old, so she really is a grandmother.
Yeah,
she's she's going blind. She's got cataracts.
She's seen some things.
Yeah, she's
You're not wrong.
We'll like find her and she'll be standing up and just staring at a corner. And I'm like, poor thing thinks she's looking at us or something.
Yeah, she thinks she's got the lowdown on
yeah. She was just
the
staring
goings
along.
on.
And it was actually really funny. When I go over there, she just makes laps around the house.
Oh.
And I don't know why, but she'll just go and just make laps around the house. And I'm like, oh, there she goes again.
A friend of mine's dog she was older and kind of disabled, not much sight or hearing. She did laps as well. She would like not pace, but just like walk in circles around the coffee table. And I was like, girl, you're wearing
really
yourself out. Like,
yeah, that's when you like can't like move your furniture around because like the animal needs to know where they're going. So you have to like, it's like, well, we gotta keep everything the way it is now because if we change everything, that's not fair to the pet.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, definitely. We can't change too much. She's stuck in her ways, She fell off the porch one time because she got too close to the edge.
Oh, no. I shouldn't laugh.
It reminds me of that vine of the Chihuahua that's trying to jump up the stairs and like doesn't make it.
I love that one so much.
Yeah, she's so sweet. She's so little, and she tries her best. Okay.
We love Star. Star's lovely.
Yeah, so she doesn't really know who I am when I come in, so I have to like have her smell me.
Okay,
like, oh, okay, that's you.
But
that's how Marvel is.
Marvel doesn't usually know who you are when you change your T-shirt or put your hair in a ponytail.
This dog is, bless her, she's gorgeous. She's a beautiful dog. She has a lot of love.
She is.
But when I tell you, like, she has the brain the size of like a grape.
Peanut.
A peanut, basically. She has no like object permanence in her life at all. So whenever I have Meaghan and Kaylee over, it's always like a big, she's very loud. She's barking all the time. Then eventually she'll settle down. She'll get used to him here. She'll want cuddles and everything like that, especially from Meaghan because Megan's used to having dogs around. And so she's like, please, cuddles.
Oh, yeah. Well, Marvel and I sleep together like at least half the night whenever I come visit.
Yeah. And then they'll get up and they'll be like, okay, time for bed. They'll change their clothes, put their hair up. And Marvel's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're not those people that look different. Like in different clothes. It's not like we've got like full faces of makeup and then we go take out like we look the same.
We've like brushed our hair, maybe put it in a ponytail.
Yeah.
And then put on a big t-shirt.
Yeah. And then she acts like we broke into her house. And it's like, bro, you've been cuddling with me for the last 2 hours. Like, what do you mean you don't know who I am?
What's going on? And so I don't know why I thought it was just like you guys, but then I had another friend over and she did the exact same thing to her. And I was just like, okay, it's just her brain.
Well, and I mean, we would like leave and go just around the corner to get dinner or something and come back in the same clothes.
Yeah.
And she's like, burr, 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 burr. And I just like, I started having beef with her because, even I wouldn't get up. Maybe I would like adjust my chair, but I wouldn't change. I wouldn't do anything. And then she's just like, and I'm like, girl, I've been here for 3 days. Leave me alone. She can tell I'm a cat lady.
Yeah, she's like, no. Because then you're always like wanting Muffin.
Yeah, I'm always
like,
trying to.
Muffin,
I was at my friend's house this weekend and spent most of it trying to get the cat to like me because he's a COVID cat, and like he was raised as a kitten during COVID, so he doesn't know people really.
Yeah.
And so anytime I'm there, which isn't that often, I'm like, Hoots, we're gonna be friends and I'm gonna make this work.
Whether you like it or not.
So I spent like, and of course they've got a dog as well. So I'm trying to like get the cat with treats or like brush my hand a certain way on the couch, and the dog's like, oh, and I'm like, damn it. She knows.
Not you.
The dogs are like, here, I'll come hang out. And you're like, no, thank you. I was gonna pet
sweet.
the cat.
Yeah, they're sweet and friendly, but I'm like, I know I've got to read here. I can do this.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm definitely, dogs know that I'm like there for the cats.
Yeah, and they resent it. Like,
yeah.
Marvel definitely knows. She's like,
Yeah, she's like, you don't come. Yeah, you don't show up smelling like dog, so we already have a problem.
yeah. But she loves Meaghan. She loves Meaghan. She does, and she loves my family. Like every time we go over to my mom's house, she freaks out. She knows when I'm
your mom.
on the way there.
Yep.
Like it's
and the
crazy.
kids.
I get it.
She loves the kids.
She loves the kids, especially Junior. She has a soft spot for that boy. She loves Callie too, my niece, but Callie picks her up often.
Oh.
And she doesn't like to be. She's like, a little dog.
I don't know about
Junior is just so like, he's calm.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to listen to the animal to like tell me what they, I feel like you just gotta. He would be.
Oh. He wanted to be a vet when he was little, which is
cute. Stop it.
So Marvel.
His poor little broken heart, though, he could not put animals down.
No.
It would ruin him.
Never. He could never.
It would destroy him. And he deserves all the peace and love he can keep.
Yeah, Marvel's a tiny dog. Well, she's not tiny, but she's little. She's a Chihuahua Pomeranian mix, so she's super, super fluffy. So cute. Little. And so that's, that means people are prone to picking her up. And a lot of times she just doesn't like it. And so when my niece is over, she's always like, come on, like, picking you up. And she's just like, she'll deal with it, but you can tell from her face, she's just like, okay, this is what we're doing.
She's like, when are they leaving again?
But yeah, she knows, like, right when we get off the freeway, when we're going to my mom's house, she's like, yep. And she starts crying and getting super excited, and she never wants to leave. Like, last night we were over there at my mom's place, and I went to put her harness on to get her, to go, and she growled at me. Yeah, she growled at me a couple times, and I'm like, we have to go.
Rude.
And then I'm having to like drag her out of the house because she won't walk with the leash. Like, she just stops. And
I feel like little kids like, no, you need to get your shoes on. I don't want to. I want to stay at grandma's. No, you need to get your shoes on. I don't want to.
That's exactly how she acts. And it's because my mom gives her table food.
Yep.
And she knows that she can get away with anything over at grandma's house. And she'll get all the treats and foods and loves. And yeah, so she just loves it over there. And it's so crazy because she won't see them for like weeks at a time, but know exactly who they are. But when I go on a short weekend trip and get back home, she acts like I am the devil. I'm coming to take her or something.
Yeah, she's. I think like she's too smart for us, but also like she knows when to play dumb.
Yeah,
I think she's just been playing us all along.
Yeah, she has really bad separation anxiety, so I think that's like a bit of it too. So I get home and she's just like, "Who are you?" She like has snapped at me before. She's bitten me like She just doesn't want anything to do with me. Stop, please.
Speak of the devil.
She's like, don't tell everybody my business.
Just here talking smack.
Just talking smack. But then, yeah, she'll like remember who I am magically in a couple days, or she'll just kind of forgive me for leaving. But she's very like, she's very attached. She won't leave you alone a second. If I go to the bathroom, even at night, I'll wake up in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom, and here she comes. She'll come in there all tired, dragging her body, and then she'll sit down and go,
Yep.
Like I woke her up out of her sleep.
Yeah. It's like, you didn't have to come with me. Yeah.
You could have stayed in bed. Like you could have still slept. But she's like, oh my God, go ahead, do your business.
Yeah, mine are the same. They're like, okay, come on. It's like, no. I just shut them in my room now. I'm like, nope, you guys stay in here. I'm just going to go pee. Like, you guys are fine.
Yeah.
No, Marvel would like cry. I'll leave to go grab food or something just around the corner, come back, and she's still crying. And I'm like, Marvel, please. I have neighbors.
Yeah, she does, like, as soon as you close and lock the door, she's like,
she hates it.
And we, like, hear her down the hall walking away. We're like, oh, come on, we'll be back soon. Like,
yeah. It's definitely my fault because she's a COVID baby.
Yeah.
And I work from home. And so when I do go places, I usually take her with me, and she's a car dog. Like she has her little car seat in my car, and she is so good in the car and is used to just coming and going with me. So when I leave her, it's just like, why are you leaving me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's
yeah, those are my babies. And I think I am the only one who hasn't met Pascal, and I haven't met Rossi.
I haven't met Pascal.
Oh yeah, you haven't met Pascal either. Yeah, because he's so new.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's so new, and her recent road trip to Oregon took her just like out of range of us.
Yeah.
So
I know. I was like, well, if I wasn't already seeing you guys in Vegas, I would have tried to like see you guys. But
it's also tough because I don't have a yard, and if I was like, hey, come with the dogs, it'd be like, we'd be very cramped.
Yeah, I probably would have got us like an Airbnb and been like, bring the cats.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been nice, like all of us just having little friends to come home to, especially like for you guys working from home all day. You've got at least companions to keep you company and get you through the day, and yeah, they're the best.
Yeah, and we all have two now. We all have two pets.
Yeah.
I know. Shout out to Facebook for Pascal.
That's how I got both of mine. I got Prentice on a rehoming site.
Right.
I think the girl like just got free puppies and then flipped them.
Boo.
But yeah, boo. Because I got her on like a rehoming site, and then I got Rossi on a rehoming site as well. And he was, because I apprenticed when she was like 8 or 9 weeks old, and then Rossi was like 4 months, I think. And I'm pretty sure for the first couple months of his life, he was just kept in a crate. He was really emaciated and not like didn't know how to be a dog, didn't know what he was doing. So yeah, I'm glad that he's with us now, and I think he's happy. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember first meeting him, like you could kind of still, see his ribs through his tummy, and
his hip bones were like really protruding.
Yeah, and he was trying to figure out like, oh, it's good to like go and eat, but I'm not like stuck in the crate, because Meaghan feeds them kind of in like separate areas. And he was like, oh, I'm good to like eat, and then I'm also like free after that. Like I'm not, stuck in small situations anymore. I can roam around the house and be let out in the yard without like worry about, any problems. So
yeah, I remember when I first brought him to the house, and him and Prentice like met each other, and they got on super fast. And so I like brought him inside, and it was February, so it was like in the midst of all the snow that we got. So they didn't really go outside to play much, so they just like ran around my downstairs for like a couple of days. But the first day we got him, they ran nonstop in the downstairs of my house for probably 3 hours until I was finally like, you need to stop. Like, he lives here now. Right. You guys can play every day from here on in, but you guys are both exhausted and need to take a break.
Yeah,
it just sounded like horses. And like, even now, like, they play so well together, and you'll just hear them in the background, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
they're just constant. It was Meaghan was just worried about getting him because his background was a little up in the air, and she was like, Prentice has done well with the dog, like her mom's dog back home, but you know, who knows. And then once they got on right away, she sent us a voice message. It was like, they're like, you can hear them playing, and I'm so excited, and like hope it keeps up. And they just however many months later, they just go on and on.
I know they did really well in the car. I mean, it's a 24-hour, 3 8-hour days of driving in the car. They did real good. Like, I don't know if I'll ever, and I never thought that I would be like a breed person, you know, of like, oh, I want this specific kind of dog. But after having 2 German Shepherds, I'm like, I don't know if I'll have another dog. Unless, like, I find one on the side of the road that didn't I just, like, adopt. But, like, if I'm picking a dog, I will most likely be rescuing Shepherds for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I mean, they're such a protective and smart and, like...
Yeah. Too smart sometimes. I'm like, y'all need to chill out.
Yeah. They're, I think, just right for you as well. It's, like, similar personality style. But I think really fits to your benefit.
No, definitely, for sure. Like, it's weird because growing up, like, my family always had Chihuahuas, and that's just from, like, my great-grandmother, like, who grew up having Chihuahuas, and so I just passed it all down. And so when I saw Marvel, I was like, oh, she's perfect. She's half Chihuahua, Pomeranian. But I really didn't think, like, much of it, but now being around, like, Megan's dog, Prentice, I haven't been around Rossi, but I know we're gonna like be the best of friends. But now I'm thinking, like, wow, like it'd be really cool to have a bigger dog. I've never had a big dog ever. I've always been around just like the little small ones. But yeah, German Shepherds are definitely like the sweetest little babies.
Courtney, I feel like I could see you with like a lab, kind of a big doofus, like Spencer.
Aww.
Megan's mom's dog, he's just like the dorkiest yellow lab. He's so sweet.
Yeah.
And he loves Courtney a little too much. But she just like, he's kind of just dopey enough. She can like mess with him on the floor, and he just loves people. And I feel like that would be the perfect.
Yeah.
And they're not too big, you know, they all stay about that size, and yeah, I feel like that would be like the right kind of big dog for you.
I think so too.
Like golden.
Yeah, I think that would work for sure. Because Spencer he's a lover boy. He's a lover boy.
He is.
When I go over Megan's house, like he'll come and try and like lay with me at night. I know the last time we were at your mom's house, he like slept with me the whole night, and I was just like, okay, sure, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
Yeah, he loves Courtney.
Yeah.
What are you chewing on?
Would you guys ever consider getting another animal?
I don't think I would. I just don't have the money or the space. I think maybe if I had more space, I'd be like, sure, cats galore, but they're expensive. Pets are expensive.
Yes,
they are.
Eating even regular vet, annual vet bills and vaccines and stuff. But if anything happens to them also, it's like, who knows? So probably not as much as I love them.
Yeah, I think if I've thought about fostering dogs, just because I know that that's so important, especially with like kill shelters and just kind of everything that happened during COVID. It's such a bummer. Like breeders were making so much money, so then they started breeding more dogs, and then now people are back at work, and so people aren't buying dogs, and then people are giving up and surrendering dogs because it's like, oh, now I'm at work. So like the dog, it's become, I mean, cats as well, like just, pets in general, it's become so difficult nowadays. It breaks my heart, like, to hear. I started following a couple of like nonprofit shelters and stuff in South Dakota when I started looking for a dog, and I was like, I kept kind of gravitating more toward the shepherds, but there's a German Shepherd rescue just over the border in Minnesota that I've thought about. When things calm down a little bit, maybe like next spring, depending on how I'm feeling, I might reach out to them and look at like fostering, especially since when I went to Oregon, my dad had just got a puppy, and both of my dogs did so good with Piper. Like Rossi acted like he was Piper's dad. Like she jumped on him, and he taught her how to wrestle, and she'd like grab his ears and pull on him, and he could have cared less. He loved it. So I've thought about fostering just because I know that can be really helpful and important. And then I'm not paying out of pocket. Like they give you food, they pay for the vet stuff. And then like you just make the dog easier to adopt. It's like, yep, the dog's good with people. The dog's good with other dogs. The dog knows basic commands. The dog's good in a crate. Like, and you hopefully try to give it that leg up. So I don't know if I would... But then I'm worried that I would fail, that I'd like foster fail, and I'd bring one in, and then I'd be like, but I love him and I don't want to let him go. So it's something that I've been seriously considering, but with everything kind of changing rapidly in my life, I know that that's something that I should wait on, because you never know how long you're going to have a foster dog. Sometimes you end up having a foster dog for most of their life. Especially if they're older when you get them. But I have room in my house, so I've thought like, well, maybe like depending on how things go, I could even be like a safe space for a mom dog who's pregnant, because I'm home all day. Sure. So like if I could get the training that I would need to like assist in wet nursing, I think is what it's called with dogs, like to assist with all of that, like that's something that I could do because I'm home all the time. But it just kind of depends. I've got thoughts of wanting to possibly look at buying an RV and spending my summers like on the road with the dogs. So then having a foster would like be kind of difficult. So it just kind of depends on where I'm at in my life. But I think if I don't know if I would like fully adopt another dog. Most likely I'd be fostering like German Shepherds.
Yeah, I've thought about fostering cats as well, but I know I worry I'd end up with too many fails.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely like a great way to have them and love them and make sure that, you're raising them right for their proper home. Which is just like the goal.
No, for sure. I definitely thought about it as well, fostering, but oh my gosh, I would never end up giving the dogs away. I couldn't. I know YouTubers I followed, Jenna Marbles and her boyfriend. Well, I guess her husband now.
Julian. Married, I know.
Yeah, they foster greyhounds, specifically like ex-racing greyhounds. And so it's always really cool because Julian will like be on stream and show his like newest foster, and it's so cute. They actually have another dog that they ended up keeping. It was a foster fail. And so now they have I think, how many do they have now? 5?
Nice.
Oh my
5
gosh.
dogs? I want to say they have 2 of the big greyhounds. They have the small chihuahua, and they have 2 of the Italian mini greyhounds.
Oh yeah. I think it like, if I had as much money and space in like my home, it's truly like, sure, let's have whatever we want. But man,
and also like working from home, like I feel like your schedule is also so important in like what you can offer, especially in terms of like a foster, because you have to go to the foster events that are put on to have people meet the animal and all of that stuff. And so working a 9 to 5, that can be difficult, trying to get them to appointments and get them where they need to go for meet and greets and things like that, because you're working. So working from home makes it nice, but in like Jenna and Julian's situation, they get to work from home, they've got a house, and if I had those circumstances make that a lot more accessible.
And having two of them as well, someone who can like do things 1 hour, someone else do other things the next, or it's
because Jenna Fisher fosters cats, right?
I know she does from time to time.
Yeah.
I follow this woman, Hannah. I've followed for years now. Is based in I think San Diego, and her partner have fostered cats forever. And originally it used to just be her, but now she's got her husband and then like other people in it, and that helps so much for her to have a partner who can like do some of the overnight stuff, because they foster kittens who are like in need of almost constant attention.
Yeah.
So it's like having someone who can be available and accessible when it's not always you, it's like makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Super important.
Maybe, maybe someday when we win the lottery.
Right?
Yeah, we buy a house with that big couch that I sent you guys on. That couch would hold us and so many animals.
All the animals. I
think it could hold all 9 of us.
I think so.
Yeah.
Rossi might be the problem, but
he is such. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get a king size bed. Did you guys see that on my Instagram story today?
Yes, he was just.
He lays in the bed like that all the time, and I'm like, sir, you do not pay rent here. This is my bed. Like, that's not fair to give me the little corner at the top of the bed.
He just said, no, this is mine.
He loves to lay stretched out diagonal, and I'm like, bro, you're tall as me standing on your hind legs. Knock it off.
Yeah, that's the other problem with pets is they be huffing and puffing and taking up all your space and destroying your things. And it's like, you don't pay rent. You don't go to work. What are you doing to like give to this household? And
if anything, you have to pay pet rent.
Yeah. Like, I have to pay for you guys to live here, and you just be huffing and puffing like life is so hard.
I know, I've been thinking, like, how easy is it to get, like, a successful Instagram for your pet? Because that might be worth it to bring in some extra
income.
If we don't start making money from the pod, we got to get pet Instagram pages.
Instagram. Heck yeah. Or even, like, the pets on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to teach them cool tricks or something.
Yeah, they gotta start earning their keep for sure.
Yeah, these kids
out of control. I've been watching like on Samsung TV. They have like just random channels that are free that come with the TV, and they'll play like shows 24 hours a day, right? So they'll play like just different shows like Wild and Out 24 hours a day, Degrassi 24 hours. It's just channels that just play nothing but like that. And so I've been watching Tiny House Nation.
Yes.
Like repeat. And so there was a Subaru like ad that played, and it was like the saddest Subaru ad.
Was it the like disabled and senior pets one?
Yeah.
What?
It was a Subaru ad about disabled. It was like, imagine waiting your whole life for someone to love you and for someone to. It was like the saddest thing, and I didn't know. And it's
showing dogs who like missing a leg or like have little wheelchair situate like oh my god.
It was like disabled and older dogs are the most like they wait the longest for adoption, and it was just like this ad by Subaru, and I was like, wait, what the hell? Subaru, why are you doing this to me?
They're targeting the lesbians. They know.
They know.
They know their audience.
Kind of partnership to like get those pets, donations through a certain chair. I don't know, something like when you buy a Subaru, you're giving to these pets or whatever.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, or like announcing that they've been, doing good deeds or whatever. But I was just so off.
It's upsetting.
When I was at my mom's, I can't remember what we were watching, but the channel kept replaying one of those like ASPCA sad dog commercials, and it's so funny because every time those come on, like it makes my mom like real sad, and so to cope with like not getting sad, she's always like, yeah, see, Spencer, you've never had to worry about where your next meal comes from. Like, you don't even know the struggle that those dogs face because you're so spoiled, and here you are huffing and puffing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, guys.
Yeah.
This could be so much worse. But here you are.
Here you are being
could be slumming
a
it.
spoiled brat.
Yeah.
Yeah, mad because your dinner is 5 minutes late because I got distracted.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's just...
But yeah, so after seeing that ad, I keep thinking about adopting a senior dog. And I'm like, I want a senior dog because they're the last to get adopted.
Mm-hmm.
But in LA, like in the shelters, there are mostly just like pit bulls and huskies
and
or
German
even
shepherds.
Rottweilers. Yeah, German shepherds.
The
like, that's
one
all that are there.
I've heard recently too, there's a lot of healer dogs in shelters because of Bluey.
Mm-hmm.
People are like adopting healer puppies, but like don't have the lifestyle or the
don't realize that they're going to be like
they're
high
a hurting
energy
dog.
Yeah,
they're like a huge hurt, and so then they start growing up and they like can't work with them and their kids, and so there's a bunch of healers that are like young but grown in shelters because people don't know what they're getting into. Wow. It's like, I just do your fucking
you do your research.
Do some research. If you're investing in animals, it's to me the same as like investing in a car or children or like, you know, it's like you want what's best for your lifestyle, and sometimes that means also not having one.
Or not having one that you want because of aesthetics, and getting one that fits more with your lifestyle. I knew getting Prentice, like, and I wasn't looking for a German Shepherd, but when I saw her on the Facebook page, I was like, no, that I want her. Like, I just, like, she was the one. And so I was like, okay, so I joined, like, Facebook groups for, like, German Shepherd owners, and I took her to training classes. We did, like, 3 or 4 training classes, like, sets of classes, you know, that were, like, 6 to 8 weeks long. Like, I did a lot of training with her, and then thankfully I was able to just, like, redo that with Rossi and not have to, like, pay the money for the actual training class. But, yeah, like, it's, you know, they're not cheap.
You became like ultimate dog mom, which is like what you want to see someone do, right? Like, okay, I'm going to learn all about the breed. The species, the breed, and
there's so much stuff that like I'm thankful that I learned about like their personalities and stuff that's going to be better for them, that are just little changes in my day of like, you know, they're very routine. So as much as on weekends I love to sleep in, I know that at 7:00 they're going to get me up. I'm going to have to get out of bed and go feed them, as much as it's a bummer. But I get up and I feed them and I go back to bed and they eat and they play and they go about their morning, and then I can get up at 9 or whatever, you know, like
you can leave
they're
them.
a little better about letting me sleep, and I don't have to worry about Rossi so much destroying things because he's out of that puppy phase. But yeah, like there's little things about it that it's inconvenient, you could say at times, but that comes with the territory. Like
for sure. Like I've always had, you know, Chihuahuas and small dogs, and that just works perfectly for like my lifestyle because I'm not like crazy active, and they're just fine chilling out. You know, they like to play around and they're a little loud, but like I know what I'm getting into because I've had dogs that bark all the time and I'm just used to it. But like thinking about getting another dog, I was like, oh, I really would like to get an Australian Shepherd. But then after doing my research, I was like, that would not work out well for me. At all, because they're very hyper dogs and they need a lot of exercise and running. And so I'm just like, if I'm not going to be able to give them what they need, then what's the point of having them? I'm not gonna have a sad dog in my house. Like that just seems like just cruel.
You don't want to like prevent them from having a full life either.
Exactly. So I'm like, someone else who has a better lifestyle that they can, you know, have this dog should be better. Or like, you know, when I get more active and I, you know, maybe develop a better lifestyle, then sure. But just knowing me, I'm always going to want to like sit down and sleep.
Well, and even just having like, you know, a yard. Or some kind of, you know, accessible space like that. Because where you're at, like you're in the middle of a city. There's not even, you know, a dog park within your apartment complex or something that could kind of make up for that.
Not at all.
I'm
Yeah.
thankful that my house is big enough because like it gets so cold here and I don't have a fence. So it's like I don't want to go stand out in the backyard with you guys for half an hour while you get your energy out. Like thankfully they have enough toys and they can wrestle and like they're fine doing that. But my next place, or if I choose to stay here, getting a fence, you know, will be a big priority so that they can just like, when it's nice out, they can go just spend an hour outside if they want to. And, you know, come in when they loved that at my dad's because my dad has a very large backyard. And so they were so happy. And the weather in Oregon was good when we were there. It was like, there was a couple days of rain, but for the most part, we just left the sliding glass door open and they just got to come in and out all day. And I think Prentice spent all day outside running and laying in the yard and laying in the sun.
She's an outdoorsy gal.
Yeah, she is. So
it was funny. Meaghan sent us a video. She was like, Rossi and the puppy Piper doing so well together. Like, look at how they've progressed in like their wrestling, because she'd send videos every couple days. And one of the final videos, they're like wrestling right near the door, and Prentice comes in the slider, looks at them, and turns right around.
She was like, no,
thanks.
I'm not having any of that mess.
Yeah, no.
She's like, I'm gonna be back outside.
Queen.
Yeah, she's like, it's much more peaceful outside. No, thank you.
She's only 2, but she's just like, fuck them kids.
Yeah. You know, she was fine with the dog, but she definitely likes her space. Like, Prentice goes into her crate when she just, like, wants to decompress. And Rossi has learned that now, that, like, when they're playing and she goes into her crate, he's like, fine, okay. So he'll go, like, find a toy and do something on his own. But Piper didn't realize, and so she kept, like, then trying to go in Prentice's crate. And so Prentice was, like, her little ears were back, and she just kept, like, side-eyeing me, like, get it out, please. Like, no,
I don't want it.
It doesn't understand. So it's like, no, Piper, like, leave her alone, please. So then I'd like distract Piper or whatever, and then Prentice would lay down and like take her space, and then she'd come out a little bit later. Yeah, but yeah, she was like, she's in here and I don't like that. Like, I came in here to be alone and she followed me.
Hey, at least she knows the like how she wants to set her boundary, and she sticks to it.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Good queen.
A boundary setting queen.
Yes.
But that's what's like so good about cats, is because I have a balcony and Muffin likes to go out there, have a good time. You know, Marvel will go out there and lay in the sun. But that's all I really, you know, that's all Muffin really cares for. And then she's like, all right, come back in, I'll take a nap. You know, but as long as I have like window space where they can look outside, they're usually chill.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a good view of a parking lot, so my cats get sunshine and people watching, and they're like,
Birdie loves people watching.
Yeah. She loves people watching all the rich people park their Teslas. Poorly. It's great. Yeah.
We have like stray cats around my apartment that are just prowling around, and so Muffin gets a show because she'll go in the window.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Yeah, they'll be meowing at her, and she'll just be looking at him like, hello. There's a stray that we all kind of adopted as our apartment stray, and we put out food and water for it. And so it's always kind of up here. And then lately, Muffin's been like clawing at the door, like my front door at night. And I've been like, what is that? And I think the cats have kind of recognized that there's more cats over here, because my neighbor has 2 cats too. And so I think she comes over at night and like messes with them through the door or something, because I'm like, why is she clawing at the door to get out? But I'm like, oh, well, enjoy your time.
Nice. Yeah, but that's kind of our lives as
pet parents.
Childless pet parents. Yeah, we just out here enjoying our time. I think like most of our Snapchats and like photo texts are of the pets.
Yeah.
Not much else. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we about that single mom life.
Yeah, I love it. We have good times.
We'll have to post photos of all our pets. And their craziness. But
I know. Yeah, they're good times.
Speaking of, mine are crying because they need to go to the bathroom.
Did it
Okay.
did it stop snowing, I hope?
Yes, it stopped yesterday, and it's pretty much gone. Like, it wasn't a lot. It's all
Okay.
melted, so that's good. And it's
Cool.
not supposed to there's none in the forecast, so hopefully we won't have any. We can get through most of November, I'm hoping, without a ton. But
Good.
Nice. It
Yeah.
just went up to like 85 here, so that's fun.
it is currently 26 degrees here.
Oh,
You want to switch?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
you
I
know,
didn't want to get under my blankets. Like I haven't been able to like sleep under my actual comforter in months now because it's just been so hot.
What's it
And I
there,
just want to
Kaylee?
curl up.
Like a nice
It's,
60?
it's actually, it really, I mean, for us, it really cooled off quickly this last week or so. It is 51 and clear and sunny right now.
That sounds nice.
Nice.
The low has been like 38 to 40 the last couple of days.
Wow.
So
That's
once it's dark, it's
pretty
been really cold.
Yeah.
It's supposed to warm up a bit this week and rain quite a bit, which is my favorite weather. Like 58 and raining
Yep.
is perfect for me.
Love that.
Yeah, I think Meaghan texted us about a week ago and she was like, I'm trying to wait and get the furnace like restarted, and it's saying it's gonna fucking snow next weekend and I want it to hold off, and this is so upsetting. And then yesterday we got a video, she's like, look, it happened.
Yeah, I
And
was like, guess what?
yeah, it's fascinating watching all of us go through our seasons.
Yeah. Or my lack of season here
Yeah,
in LA. The worst.
so I'm glad she can go take the dogs out here in a minute and not freeze her butt off as much.
As much, yeah.
Yeah, I've
Will
got
be-
like a beanie next to my windbreaker downstairs so I can put those on. As I think that's one of the worst things is like it's cold, but then everything here is so flat that the wind is freezing. Like I last winter started carrying a beanie around in my purse because I got a brain freeze from the fucking wind. And I was like, that is the worst experience. Like it was awful. And so yeah, now I carry a beanie everywhere once it gets cold because I do not want to deal with that again.
Yeah, when I went to go visit, I was like, is there anything like special I should pack? And she was like, bring a hat or beanie because like if we go outside, you'll want it like for longer than a couple minutes. It's like, okay. And then we did a big walk. I was like, good tip.
Yeah.
It just
and you don't think about it unless you like have been in it. And so I was like, I don't think so. And then I was like, oh no, a beanie.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, let's hope that
like when we come visit, it's not as crazy.
And if you guys come in March, it should be fine. Yeah.
That's kind of, I was like, maybe we can, avoid most of the, at least like snow. I'm sure it'll still be cool, but avoid most of the snow and get to see some of the town and stuff. But I guess we'll kind of see how the winter treats you. Hopefully better than last one.
Oh, it better be.
Global warming, am I right?
I feel like fucking Shelley Duvall in The Shining. It's not.
No. Fucking around in the snow.
I was, that's how I felt last winter. I was like, I feel like
just like trapped.
Stuck at the Overlook Hotel, and I am not about it.
I'm done. Oh.
But
yeah, should we wrap up so that you can get to the dogs?
Yeah, before they start yelling at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're recording this Sunday before Halloween, so I hope everybody and their pets has a safe and happy Halloween. Hopefully there's some fun pet costumes that we can see on the internet, and hopefully you enjoyed hearing about our little fur families and getting to know us a little bit more. And we will make sure to post some pictures for everybody to see if you don't follow us individually already. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kaylee Rangsdorf. I usually post on my story little cat pics and the goings on up here, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Courtney, where can people find you and the pets?
Yeah, they can find me on Twitter and Instagram at iCourtneyAnnette. And they can also check out my blog, which is courageouslycourt.com. And yeah, I'll be posting all about Marvel and usually Muffin too, if she'll let me get a good picture of her. On my stories and stuff and all the stuff that they get into. Marvel gets into a lot of antics. So, she'll What about you, Meaghan?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at mmurdermovies, and yeah, constantly posting about, not constantly, but I post about the pets often enough. I do little like birthday posts for them, and if we're sharing popcorn watching horror movies, I'll post that. So yeah, it's always a good time. There's always stuff going on pet wise at my house, I feel like.
Same, yeah. Yeah, we always appreciate you guys listening. You can find us on, you can find the pod on Instagram and Twitter under AWW Roommates. So that's all roommates, and we'll post some like main feed stuff of the pets and some of our greatest hits